Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. It is Binky here today and we are here with Zoologist. I think I'm going to go with the, I have these three, but I think I'm going to wait on those and we are going to go with the three in here. So yes, every time I think I'm done, there's always another one on the horizon. So let's see. All right. And we have, I was mixing it up like crazy. There's nothing really in there. Oh, no. So this is Hyrax. Let me tell you. So when I first started this, I'd heard of certain scents from Zoologist. I wasn't as familiar as I am with other brands. And this one had been brought up as being rather difficult. Now my chemistry really loves those duty notes, the animalic notes, which are usually come across, I hate saying it, like feces a bit on me sometimes. And I don't know if I really want to do this because Easter is coming up next weekend. By the time I get this up, it'll have passed. I'm way ahead. Well, not way ahead, but ahead enough in these videos. And I don't know. I have groceries coming, and I don't know if I'm ready to smell like this when the guy comes to deliver my groceries. But you know what? We left it to the fates. The fates have spoken. The perfume gods have said it shall be. So it shall be. I'm not happy about this one, to be honest, but you know what? It's going to be a good day regardless. So this is what this little guy looks like. He was like, he can see into your soul. He knows what's coming. And look at that little grin on his face. He's like, you're not ready. And I'm not. It is $175, and climbing to its perch in the morning sky, the African sun reaches across a mountain range to caress a wide, flat boulder, baking it to a gentle heat. Ooh. So, at the heart of Zoologist Hyrax is a daring, seldom used ingredient in the art of perfumery, African stone or Hyraceum, giving this bold animalic scent its distinctive signature. Ooh. This unique perfume skillfully blends saffron, pink pepper, whiskey, rose, and musks to evoke an abstract image of a dusty African mountainscape. Now that sounds all very well. It's signature scent, and I know what that signature scent is, and I'm scared. So, top notes are LME, pink pepper, saffron, Turkish rose. Okay, I can deal with that. Heart notes, African stone. Okay, African stone is a byproduct of Hyraxes, and no animals are harmed in harvesting. Oh no. So it's a byproduct. And I think that's the number 2 byproduct, but don't quote me on that. I am not a zoologist. Oh no. So heart notes, African stone, hyacinth, styrax, whiskey, base notes, amber, benzoin, castoreum, civet, patchouli, sandalwood, tonka. Oh no. Okay, there's a lot. There are like 3 dookie notes, as I call them in this. And I know animalic, but let's call it what it is. My skin loves this stuff. My skin loves this. It really picks up on those saffrons, those more funky notes, like my nemesis. I almost said nutmeg. I wish it was nutmeg. It is not nutmeg, but I will think of it. I'm blocking it out. It's with sloth because I could not handle it. And then any of the animalic scents, they just are not good. Cumin, that's the one. Ooh. I'm getting smell from that. I'm really freaking out. Okay. I may need to be held after this, but we'll see. There's a place for all scents, and there's somebody who loves this out there. So, I like to show respect to all. I can't believe I'm doing this though, but okay. Here we go. Oh, that was nice, juicy. Oh, okay, let's go. Oh, no, it's on my hand. Okay. Oh, no. Okay. Oh no. Oh no. Oh. Oh no. Okay. So, this has a 1, 2, 3 punch of animalic notes. I call them dookie notes, but that's not fair. I mean, we're trying to be fair here. So animalic or animal notes, that's the more proper term. That's not the issue right now, okay? The issue is, okay, it's strong. It's acidic. There's a cut through it. It's very acidic. This smells like antiseptic to me. So it smells like antiseptic and like a bandage that you wrap, like gauze that you put around your arm or on your leg if you were hurt with antiseptic, with an underlying bedpan smell. That is what I'm getting. So not like a horrible bedpan, but just a little bit. Somebody in the curtain next to you isn't able to walk, and they did what they had to do, and they had to, and that's okay. But you know, we're all humans. We do what we need to. But that's what this reminds me of. It reminds me of being in a hospital. Not that, knock on wood, not that I've ever been in one, but I've visited people, and you get this antiseptic and the Band-Aid smell, and then it's like dookie. I mean, bedpan. There you go. So it's not exactly what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be very different than what it is. It's very medicinal. I'm also getting a lot of dry. It does. They did capture the dry really well, and what I'm getting is the whiskey. And I feel that with whiskey, it tends to make a scent very dry, and that's what's happening with this. I'm getting that dry sharpness, and that is the whiskey. I'm also getting a little bit of the patchouli as it morphs. Thank you. Not that it's my favorite. Patchouli is not my favorite note, but right now it is. So there you go. And then it, pepper. It definitely has pepper in it. I could tell because it's strange. With a zoologist, whenever they use pepper notes, it tends to burn here a little bit for me. My respiratory system, not horribly. Like I don't need to go to the hospital or anything. Come back, fireman. No. It just, I get a little bit of a burn, a little bit of irritation, and it's strange because I have another scent that uses it and it doesn't do that. So I don't know if it's the type that they're using, and then I tend to get a little bit of a headache. I'm starting to get a little of that, just a little of that. Could be the ponytail, but I don't think so because I wasn't there before, and a little bit of that, So I know the pepper's in there. Yeah, yep. Let's get a little closer. Okay, so it actually isn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, but that doesn't mean it's good for me. It just means I thought it was going to be really like an elephant enclosure at the zoo. It's not like that. It's antiseptic. It's like antiseptic, gauze, and then a little bit of bedpan. Yeah, it's not. I know what civet is now because I know some people know these notes. I do not, because I like gourmands and florals. I don't go looking for the animalic notes. So that's why this whole thing with zoologist has been fun, because it's not what I look for. So I'm not as familiar with those notes because I don't look for it. So right now, I now understand I was correct. This is civet. I've used a couple scents where I could smell this like bandage scent, and I was like, what is that? Beaver, the original, not the maple one, but the one that they're discontinuing. That one has the scent. It's the civet. It has a little bit of Band-Aid funk to it. And it doesn't bug me. It smells like a Band-Aid, So I'm getting that from this. Oh, it's so sharp. It's just so sharp. But they are getting the arid section really good. It's very arid. And I think that's the pepper and whiskey. They captured that quite well. Here, it's pretty much the same, just stronger. Yeah, it's almost identical. Yeah, that's interesting. So this one doesn't morph too much. Usually on my skin versus here, it'll change. It's almost completely the same. It's just this is much stronger. Hospital room. Irony. So there you go. So yes, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back an hour and question my life a bit with this one. Because I have deliveries. I have, Easter's a week away. I have food deliveries. They're going to be going, what is wrong with this chick? So what I'll do is, by the time they get here, I'll spray on something else. But we'll see where this morphs. Okay, so it's been over an hour because I had to grab some lunch and pull the scones I was making out of the oven. So yeah, good day. So here we go. I've been getting bits and pieces of it when I move around. It's kind of this astringent kind of smell, this antiseptic smell still. But let's smell it up close and personal. Okay. It does have a little bit of that animalic hint underneath it. I'm definitely getting that mustiness of that. It's not overpowering, but you can definitely smell it. And then a little bit of like rose and whiskey. That sounds like a wild night. So there you go. But let's smell it here. Ooh, okay, so here on the shirt, it didn't change much. On the shirt, it stayed exactly what it originally was. Oof. It's that strong astringent smell. That's where it's coming from. It's wafting up. It doesn't really move past that. It just stays that really strong antiseptic hospital and urine and fecal. Yeah, it's not the main point of it. It's more of pepper, whiskey, and like the animalic scent, but it really does still smell like the hospital. The civets adding the Band-Aid smell, and the other notes are just, it smells exactly like it did in the beginning. So the skin, it does morph. Yeah, and on the skin, it's not quite where it once was. It's not nearly as sharp. It has a little bit of that, but not nearly like it does on the shirt. No, it smells like rose. It has like the light floral scent to it with a little bit of like a peppery, dusty note. I don't smell the pepper as much. I'm just aware that it's like it's there, this dry scent and dusty scent with floral, which is a little bit of that Turkish rose, and then the animalic scent. So it's very, oops, where'd that go? It's over there. But it's very interesting. I'll look at those notes again when I come back in and check in, but it's still going. I mean, here you go. So it's very light, well, not light. It's very dusty and arid, with that just sharp note that cuts through, and it's interesting. I really don't know what to think about this. This would be very tough. I would really, I'm curious how many people own this as a signature scent, because this one's, I don't really know. I really don't know what to think of it. But that being said, there's something for everyone out there, and that's not a rip on anyone who enjoys it, because it may morph very differently on your skin chemistry than it is on mine. That's not horrible on my skin chemistry. It's just not a profile I would necessarily run out and look into. But that being said, hey, everybody has their own preference. So there you go. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to check back in about 4 hours, and we will see where Hyrax morphs. Okay, so it has been 5 hours, and it's not as strong as it once was, but it's still present, for good or for bad. It's still there. So let's check it. So it has a little bit of a sweetness. There's a little bit of a sweetness there and a little bit of a dirtiness. So this underlying dirtiness to it. And I'm wondering if it's amber that I'm getting. Like a little bit of sweetness from amber. I don't really recall, to be honest with you, the notes of that. And there it is, amber. Yep. So getting a little bit of that, there's an amber tonka like scent that kind of comes a little bit together. I know it because I love tonka and I love amber, and if there's vanilla, amber, tonka, and a scent, I probably want it. So there you go. Woohoo. And so I'm getting a little bit of that. It's there. It's very light right now, but it has that dirtiness to it, that always that little dirtiness. So let's try it on the shirt. Okay, so on the shirt, it's still that medicinal antiseptic scent with a little bit of fecal. Yeah, so there you go. I mean, there it is. I don't really know what more to say about it. Yeah, I don't. So it lasted a long while. I mean, I'm trying to see. Yeah, it's pretty weak. I mean, I can get it. Here it's a skin scent on my skin. Here if somebody came in to give you a hug or got into your space, I mean, really got into your space, usually like hug, they would smell it. But it lasted a good 4 hours. I just don't think it's so powerful that it basically, like, it didn't blast the whole area, and I'm fine with that. You can always do a nice refresher after 4 hours and bring it back to its former glory if that's what you're into. I'm going to be honest, it is not what I am into. I found this to be a rough scent, and I knew that this was known for being one of the tougher ones, and I still have a couple that are tougher, like Dodo, the original Dodo. I still have that one in there. And then the Dodo variation. I don't know what the variation is, but I think it's jackfruit. So I still have those two. Ooh, it's going to be tough for the last couple ones. And also Civet. So apparently I waited to the end for the fantastically fun ones. So those are the more difficult ones from my understanding, though I haven't smelt them. So this one I knew was one of the more difficult ones going into it. But the thing is, that being said, I don't think it was as difficult as I thought it was going to be. Yeah, doesn't mean I like it, but it wasn't as I thought it was going to be. From my understanding of things that I had heard, that it was almost pure animalaic and pure just Duke scent. And I know it's animalaic to be a bit more professional, but that's how I look at it, as that barnyard scent. It isn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. There's always that underlying funk, but it wasn't as bad as I thought. It was not great, but I really thought it was just going to be pure, straight up, oh no. So there you go. There's some light at the end of the tunnel with this. That being said, this is not my favorite of the group, but somewhere out there, this is somebody's signature scent. I want to be kind. It isn't for me though. I just feel that it's, I just, with that funkiness, when I put on a scent, I want to feel fresh and clean and pretty. And so with this, it's none of those things. I don't want to smell like a hospital. I don't want to smell like dirty. And that's what I get from this a little bit. That hospital vibe. It's an emergency room and you're put in a room with somebody using a bedpan. Not cool. But that's what I got from it. So if I was going to rate this scent, I think I would probably give it a 2, and I know this is going to shock people, and I think the reason I didn't give it a 1 or 1.5, and this is why I'm going to say this, is it did capture the dryness and the arid and dryness of its environment very well. Putting 3 animalaic scents into one is 3 animalaic notes into one perfume is an achievement, and I didn't wash it off immediately. And part of it is because it wasn't as bad. I went into it thinking it was going to be way worse than it was. That in itself is an achievement that I didn't scrub it right off because I thought it was going to be really bad. It wasn't great for me, but that being said, it wasn't the worst thing I've ever tried in my life. So there you go. So it isn't a glowing review, but it basically is saying I appreciate what this is. There's certain scents of Zoologist that are artistic pieces, and I would say Hyrax is an artistic piece. And so I respect the art. I personally am not really big into modern art, that much. So if you go to MoMA, you'll see a little bit of some crazy things. If you go to the Chicago Institute of Art, you'll see some things that are more modern. That is not my style. I am more into the old master paintings, the classics, the impressionists, That's great. That doesn't mean that the other one is wrong. It just means that piece of art isn't for me, but it is for somebody else. So if Hyrax is your piece of art, I'm happy for you and I hope you enjoy it. Also understand that all fragrances will act differently on your chemistry versus mine. So maybe the chemistry will work a lot better than it did for me. There you go. It's actually okay on my chemistry, but it's not. Again, there's always that underlying dirty. I'm not loving that. So yeah, so there you go. I stand with what I said too, just for the art. Keep creating art, people, even if you don't get it always, but there you go. So that is my review of Hyrax. I survived it. I thought that one was going to be the toughest. It wasn't. I feel good about it. I am going to wash my wrist a little bit and spritz on something else to cover it up because I have deliveries coming here soon. So there you go. So with that, have a fabulous day, my friends. Bye.